actually, well, not doing too bad. Got a huge jump. Angel Hearts is going to power away. This guy's the real deal.
Welcome to Horse Racing Gamer, where champions are made.
Anyways, yeah, I'm just curious at his peak what I'll be able to do with him. He's clearly not going to be a grade 1 horse. I'd be shocked if we could win grade 1s with him. It's just going to be grade 2s, grade 3s, and probably even still opens. I just want to see how many wins I can win with him, since he doesn't have a super hard drop-off. Like, he's not really going to start to really decline until he's heading into a 7-year-old season. So if I could get 3 years of just solid wins, finishes in the top 3, I think he'd be interesting for a one-off project horse. Closer, free, and fast pace, okay with Flats Master. And again, he's running on the dirt. I just feel like dirt horses kind of get the benefit in this game. They don't have, in my opinion, as tough of races clearly as the grade 1s. Like, we just ran on a race course that had us going down at such a drastic elevation, then going back up that same elevation, and then just all sorts of stuff, right? You don't get those tracks on the dirt. So I feel like for what it's worth, he could be okay. And again, that leg type is awesome. So if I could figure out the right broodmare that could help him out, buff up the bad temper rating, the bad heart rating, bad stamina as well, if we could focus on those 3 areas, we could build a really solid line of just well-rounded dirt horses that could have a lot of fun abilities. It's kind of the point I'm at in this game. I feel like because we are close to eventually winning, well, we've won the Dream Series. We need to win the Dream Cup the next time that rolls around. Then we would have essentially done most of what we need to do as far as the main course of the game is concerned. So it's like, what's next? Well, I talked about it in the previous episodes, record setting. Obviously, that's going to be a big focus, just trying to create super horses that can beat, the best records we've set. But also, I cannot believe we're still running like 10 wide. But also what would actually be fun to do, I think, is to just breed different type of horses with different combination of abilities, right? That's a tricky thing to do in this game because you're not guaranteed to get an ability 100% of the time. We know that's usually how it works. You take a horse that has last corner leader on it, you breed it down. 9 times out of 10, your foal will have that ability, but sometimes you end up getting abilities that you don't have anywhere in your pedigree, right? Sometimes you want to maybe try to breed an ability out, but it takes you a couple generations to do that. You see, free, like, that ability is kind of just random to me. Like, I feel like it's a very sweet spot type of thing you have to get your horse into the rhythm of. I just try to get my horses settled. I'm not thinking about that ability, but having it is really nice. You see. So again, I just think being able to eventually breed different type of dirt horses with different combinations of abilities you don't normally see, I think that could be really fun to witness in the game, So, wow, Revolution for Irish Hill. I like it. We're the 13th favorite here, people. We're not supposed to win this race at all today. You know what I mean? Like, I want to get to a point where I can just get horses to do very different things that they're obviously allowed to do in the game, but they probably weren't initially programmed to do because you're combining a different set of abilities that the game didn't think about. Oh, what an effort from Irish Hill, man. This is what I mean. Like, I think give him another year and a half once he gets to his peak. Hopefully he'll be a little bit more, obviously he'll be a little bit more stronger where, yeah, I think we can obviously win as many races as we can with him at the right level. We're not chasing grade 1, so that's a good open allowance win. I will take it for Irish Hill. Good win, my dude. Oh my gosh. Slow pace as well. And that's me running him towards the front. Perfect race with Irish Hill. Superb riding, says Nozawa. Pace judge okay in quick position. I'm just glad we did well because, again, he's a project horse I picked up. And I liked the way things look, so I'm like, let me give him a shot, and I feel good. So I just hope I can win as much as I can with him. I don't know what number to set. 20 wins, 30 wins. 20 still seems a bit low. I think 30, since he's not going to be running in grade 1s. If I could find a way to win 30 races with him, I think that would be interesting for breeding. And just to see overall where he finishes. I'm sure his overall eval grades, if I were to retire him into the barn, they would not be that high. I'd be shocked if they would give him anything close to like A or S. But again, the point is to take advantage of his abilities, his leg type, stuff like that. It's not necessarily just his record on track. But obviously, I think me just focusing on consistent 3-place finishes and wins, that would do him justice. First down dash. Last time I'm going to race with her here. We'll be racing on a few horses for the last time. This will be the last time here for first down dash. He's in this field. 7th favorite. Spinning Post is here. Down in post position 14 next to us. The beautiful Spinning Post. 8th pack. I suspect she'll definitely go for the lead, and she's probably trying for the win. First down dash, she just, she's one of those daughters that didn't really achieve anything better than their mothers did, so I'm just going to let her go. I could retire her, but I don't mind the game still racing with these horses. It'll be fun to still kind of compete against them. It's kind of like keeping them in the game even if I'm not racing on them. That's also kind of why I like to just let them go and not just retire them out of the database. It's like I don't have to race on them anymore, but if they're still in the game and still winning and we see them pop up in races that we're running as well, I still think that's a cool way to still kind of keep them in the game. It's just like obviously they're not going to probably contribute to what we're really trying to accomplish. That's all it is. Every horse is not going to contribute to the overall goal. Like you have to realize which ones you need to kind of weed out. And unfortunately, she's one of them. And to me, that's just a result of Golden Boy not being a very successful sire. We've gotten okay horses from him, but I think there's only one potentially that could turn out to be like a Hall of Famer. Everybody else has definitely fallen short of their capabilities, in my opinion, and my expectations. So, Golden Boy as a sire did not work out. His half brothers and stuff, they did extremely well, but he himself, connected to Western Tiger, did not do well. So, it is what it is. That's just how it goes in this game. So last race with first down dash, win or loss. Obviously, I'm going to try to get the win with our girl here, send her out on a good note. Up. Well, that was a weird way to drift into the horse. I swear it just kind of moved us on that path to get blocked, even though that's not where we actually were. So that's a bit agitating because we had a really nice run, and I was going to take advantage of last corner leader. That's actually a really weird thing. I haven't had that happen to me before, where it's like it kind of moves. It's hard to describe, but it's just the way that the horse kind of moved into the lane that it initially wasn't on. Like, I've made that move work before, and I guess at that time it's like there wasn't quote-unquote enough space, and then the horse obviously moved over. Ironically, I hit my goal with first down dash, but yeah, that's definitely the last race with her. So that is how she will end her time here with HRG, and she'll be released, claimed. I always just say she'll be claimed after that race, and she'll be running with somebody else. We're moving on to the Mars Stakes with Angel Hearts. This is the real life St. James Palace Stakes. Forgot to mention that last grade 3 was actually the Epsom Cup. Pretty cool grade 3, so I forgot to mention that. But this race here, this is the St. James Palace Stakes with Angel Heart, second favorite behind Electric Arrow. Wow. I've been trying to acquire Electric Arrow, and ironically, he's in a race that now I have to compete against him with NGO in the saddle. That's cruel. I'm like, where's Electric Arrow? I've been looking for him in the race requests, and he's in a race that I'm already racing on with my actual horse. So I have to take priority here with Angel Hearts. by Gentle House out of Chasing Hearts. You see the 3 abilities at the top. Impost, slow track okay for auto abilities at the bottom. 94 heart, 77 speed. Not that fast, but good power, heart, and a decent speed figure will always make horses like this competitive with these abilities. So we have to go beat Electric Arrow, and that's what I'm going to try to do. I still want that horse, but ultimately, if Angel Hearts is going to prove himself as a legitimate long-term sire for us at some point, this guy, he's got to beat horses like Electric Arrow. He's got to do that today. So I think this is his first real test in his career as far as going up against another horse that's at his level, or if not better, in Electric Arrow's case. September Sky with the record here. So we'll really see if Angel Hearts is truly following in the steps of his father, Gentle House. Like, he's been very strong. I think he's finished no worse than second, so he knows how to stay consistent. He kind of seems like a more quiet version of Gentle House, and I don't know if that makes any sense, but Gentle House feels extremely powerful. I know this guy is powerful as well. He does have an 86 power rating, 94 heart, so he's all in it. You know, he's all warrior essentially, but I don't know. I think it might be maybe the lack of speed compared to his father. That's maybe what doesn't feel as explosive with him, but he has the great abilities from his mother, Chasing Hearts. So all in all, if I get a slightly less Gentle House but with like Chasing Hearts abilities, that's not a bad trade-off to me. We can still build on that. 5 horses going crazy, runaway trial, so it's going to be hard for me to try to get last corner leader. I don't really want to chase that horse into oblivion, but we're just going to have to work with what we got. He's got a 94 heart rating. He should be fine. He'll be fine. It's a long way to go for those other horses. There's no way Runaway Trial is going to keep this up. Runaway Trial is actually, well, not doing too bad. Got a huge jump. Angel Hearts is going to power away. This guy's the real deal. Angel Hearts is the real deal. Wow. Electric Arrow, nowhere to be seen. And Angel Hearts with a big time victory there. Winning that at a mile. And like I said, I wanted to see if this dude is really trying to follow in the footsteps of his father. And based off of that effort against that field, I think he's kind of on the way to proving that. And this guy's only 3 years old, man. That's a big time race against some pretty decent horses. And Electric Arrow finishes 6th. And that was our 3rd Grade 1 win there with Angel Hearts. So he's working on a mid-champ and maybe trying to go for a mile champ title. Awesome win there for Angel Hearts. That's what I mean. Like, he's definitely strong like Gentle House. You know, it's just, I think it is the lack of speed that has it feeling a little bit different for me. And that's not a bad thing. It's just, I think that's the difference. Chasing Hearts wise, yeah, he's all guts, all glory. So I know he's a fighter, and he's winning quite convincingly. So I haven't even really had to see him, I think, truly dig in yet. Like, I haven't seen how hard he can really fight if he's in a head-to-head with somebody. He's been beating, you know, his competition by at least 2 to 3 lengths on average, and that's not a big margin, but that still shows he's still clear ahead of everybody else he's running with. And to beat this field by 3.5 lengths, and Angel Hearts looking good. Gentle House and Chasing Hearts. Chasing Hearts, what a horse, man. First original Hall of Famer. She's done so well for us. Eastside Band's back up in the Queen Mile Cup. She's going to carry that favoritism because she's amazing. Wonder Whale's here and Little House. Clear Art. Ooh. Competitive field. Imagine this. She's not even at 100% and she beats this field and gets herself going. Well, she's already won the GWS Sprint title, so she really doesn't need this race, but I'm working on that mile champ, so she should become a mile champ here. Thought she already had her 6th. How good is Wonder Whale right now? 91 speed. Oh man, Little House 88 speed, 72 heart. Little House also pretty competitive, but 75 stamina as well for Wonder Whale, 70 power. Eastside Band, man, she's only 6 speed points off, but we have the advantage of 20 points in stamina, man. That's the difference right there. Wonder Whale Even at his peak, he's 20 stamina points lower. We can deal with 6 points less in speed. She has the same power as him as well. It's her endurance that gives her strength, man. Like I said, I'm so surprised the game only put her at 7 to 12 furlongs, as if she can't run 16 or 20. It's the weirdest thing. Can't believe we have Eastside Band, man. I didn't expect to get her until probably a couple more years in the game. She came, like, not even kidding you, like half a decade earlier than I thought. We can't complain, right? September Sky with the record here. September Sky has records everywhere. She rules the skies, quite literally. She's a front runner. She controls the field, but this is Eastside Band's time in the Queen Mile Stakes. We're off and running. I'm sure this race has a name in real life. I didn't get a chance to look at it. Alright, now it's going to be us, Wonder Whale competing for the front. I want to make sure we're right next to Wonder Whale. I don't want this horse out of my sights. Again, she is not even at 100%, man. She just ran a grade 1 last week, so she's really going to prove herself today. Slowing it down here. You see, Wonder Whale is one of the best front runners in this game. The only time he's at a disadvantage is when you're on a front runner that's stronger than he is. Then you can kind of feel like you obviously control that power dynamic. But usually if you're not on a horse that's strong enough to contend with Wonder Whale in the front running, like that's when you feel how magnificent he really is. I'm just coasting here. Now I can push it. Now she got discouraged. I don't know why. Like, I understand the horses are close, but Eastside Band, you got it. There's no way she's going to lose this race. She's still discouraged. No, focus up, man. Wow, Eastside Band. That's never happened before. She really got discouraged because I let those horses get too close. Oh, man. Interesting. Wow. That's very good to know. I mean, her heart rating, I think, is only 68 or 67. Between, like, that lower margin of 58 and maybe 67. But either way, it's not terrible. But I suppose, yeah, if it's close enough, she can still get bothered, even in all her might. Wow. I don't know if that makes her spoiled or not. Because she still wins by a length and 3/4 over Flaring World. And again, I certainly could have sent her a lot. I mean, I was pretty much going to send her. It was just like the slowest of times there. And we still ran a fast pace. So it wasn't like we were running slow. But man, that got pretty close. I actually got pretty close there. Still, we get the win. I wasn't really doubtful. I got a little bit more tense when I saw that the other horses were starting to close in a little bit and she wasn't pulling away yet, but I still knew she had enough to pull away. I was just waiting for it to kick in. I'm just like, okay, I know she has enough to actually kick away. And then you saw eventually when she tapped into Grit, which thank goodness we have that ability, right? Thank goodness for Arctic Crop. We would not have that ability without him in her pedigree. So Arctic Crop has contributed to us in that race, in that way. This goes to show you, sometimes the decisions you make on breeding, they can affect you in races just like that. Without Grit, I don't know. Maybe she does lose the race. And of course, that would be my fault for not getting her going just a tad bit sooner so she can avoid that rush and not feel like she's getting, discouraged. But man, oh man. Got close, but again, once she tapped into Grit, she pulled away, and that was going to be the end of it, and it was. So, switching gears to Delta Dream here, the London Prince Stakes, 10 furlongs. I think I'm trying him out on the turf. Don't know if he's close to anything. 80 speed, 75 heart. He has an okay turf ability, so he shouldn't be a slump, but they still are giving him 8th. So I think they're just kind of disrespecting our boy, which is fine. That's fine. 4 grade 1s at I don't even know what distance, but okay. Oh, for the mid-champ. Never mind. So he's working on mid-champ titles. So I think he has 4. And we need 2 more, which this would obviously add to that. So we'll see. This is the Prince of Wales Stakes in real life, for any of you that know. Sure. My international European viewers are familiar with that grade 1. So September Sky literally has had the record for the last 3 races we've done, including this one. I was talking about her earlier in the episode. She truly, man, she rules the skies. Yeah, she really has outdone herself. Just setting records everywhere in Europe. That just shows you how strong she is. Now, Delta Dream's got to run as a closer, and I'm struggling so much to get him to slow down here. But finally, we can get him slow down, get him in the last place, and have him settle. The son of Secretariat here in Delta Dream. He will be replacing his father, actually. In fact, I can replace Formal Opera right now. That's the good thing, at least, about the studs after breeding season. You can replace them at any time. It's only the broodmares who obviously have to, hold the foals that you can't touch if you want, obviously, everything to go according to plan. So the studs, I can replace Formal Opera now. We've had him back there for a minute, and we've gotten several horses from him, so I definitely don't need to use him anymore. So I guess if I feel like we can still get this mid-champ title with Delta Dream, I'll keep racing him. But if not, I don't know. I don't know when his last race will be. I don't think this will be it. Still think I can get a little bit more done with him. Try to finish him out for this year since he's only 5. Gotta get him going now, though. He's got 80 speed. He can still run. He's got a really good run here, though. He's actually got a good run. Let's see if he can run down some horses. There's Grit. Here's Delta Dream rolling. Can he make an impression? Field is tough. Furlong left to go. Oh, we need another ability here, man. Grit was awesome when we tapped into it. It's another race I feel like got started a tad bit too late. He gets 5th place, but that could have been a much better result. I did not want to be as far back as I was. That's my fault. Still, wins the head-to-head. Great effort there for Delta Dream. I'll try to get him back in another race. Alright, so a decent week, obviously, for everybody. Eastside Band. She's leading the GWS Sprint, but she doesn't need to. She's already won this title. I'm hoping that could give her the Mile Champ title win. That's the only reason I put her in the race, so we'll ignore her. She won't be in the sprint going forward. The turf is where we need somebody, and for whatever reason, didn't have anybody in this race. And then the dirt, we're still kind of waiting for things to pick up there, but that should be Mile Champ title. There it is with the Eastside Band. Gives herself another title. She is a Mile Champion. Let's go, all aboard the Eastside Band hype train. So she gets it done. Mile Champ. And continue to see her on her winning ways. So good stuff done there. Delta Dream. Yeah, to have won that Saint Stakes, had him out of position there. Gonna run him in the mid champ one more time. Depending on that result, I may decide to stop running him. But I still want to give him a fair shot. It's August. This could be his last race, depending on if he wins or loses. He wins, he races on. He doesn't. I think I'll retire Delta Dream. And have him replace his father, Formal Opera. And I can, most importantly, see what his minimum distance finally is. I'm not going to put him in races just to figure it out now. He gives an okay turf rating. The only thing I could do if we can't chase any more turf titles would be turf wins, and that doesn't seem worth it. So I think he'd be fine to retire. He had an amazing 3- and 4-year-old season, winning the Triple Crown of the Kentucky Derby in his, obviously, in his 3-year-old season. And he only has 3 titles: Horse of the Year, GWS Dirt, and Dirt Champ. But he proved what he needed to do. By the Formal Opera out of Pink Gemstone. Arctic Crop is in there. He's as good as he needs to be on the dirt, so he's definitely a reliable dirt sire we can work with, like Formal Opera. And the benefit of using him is we know for sure his horses should be closers for the most part, and hopefully continue to kind of extend the length of that growth type. This chart is pretty similar to Formal Opera's, more or less, but yeah, I think that will be his last race. Lead stakes, unless he wins it. And obviously I'll keep trying to chase that mile champ title. Okay, Eastside Band's not doing well because I've been racing her a lot, so give her the well-deserved layoff. Next to chase with her is GWS Turf title, a sprinting champion title, or mid-champ. A mid-champ with her could be fun. I know there's other bigger titles that we could be chasing. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to run her in the Chicago Cup, or Chicago Stakes. Because she doesn't have that many titles now. She only has Mile Champ, Horse of the Year, and GWS Sprint. I think for her it just makes sense to just win whatever titles are kind of the easiest to win with her. Because ultimately when it gets to the bigger races that we have to win, a Dream Cup, whatever we have to do, like, she'll be fine for that. So I don't feel like need to prove anything beyond that. She's obviously a really, really good horse. She's the best horse I've had in this game. Obviously, actually any of the Gallop Racer games, really. Some of those other titles are like age restricted. Some of them, like, you have to start when they're 3 years old, or you have to be paying attention to in the beginning of the year. Since we're halfway through this year, like, there's no point for me to try to chase any titles that we probably already missed out on. Maybe next year for a 5-year-old season I'll do that, but I don't really feel like I need to do that for her, as of now. So I'm just going to chase the easier titles, and then maybe for her 5-year-old season we'll start chasing some of the other ones that she still may be eligible to actually get. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to race her as long as I can. I have to see what her true potential is. Like, I can't settle for just her winning 30 races. She's already halfway there to that now. I think she can definitely surpass 30. 40 would be ideal. I've never won. Well, technically speaking, I don't think there's even a horse in the Hall of Fame with 30 wins. Let me check. Like, I've really underachieved in regards to what I could be doing, but that's been kind of that's been Hall. It's kind of been my fault just for having different goals. I'm not mad at that, but yeah, the most wins I have on a Hall of Famer, which I haven't retired a horse that isn't in the Hall of Fame that's had more wins. Like, all of my highest win horses are here. Like 25 on Butterfly Effect. That's the highest I've done. With 17 grade 1s with Butterfly Effect. I think she still leads in everything. She still leads in most wins and most grade 1 wins I've done with the horse. So technically on a marginal scale, she's still technically the best horse I've played with in this game based off of what we achieved with her. And then however many titles she won. I think she did win a number of titles, so technically speaking, Butterfly Effect is still the ceiling as far as like accomplishments to surpass. Eastside Band's got to surpass 25 wins. She's got to get past 17 grade 1s. Like that, you know what I mean? And she is clearly much better than Butterfly Effect. Like, I've only lost one race with Eastside Band, so she has an incredible winning streak going. So Butterfly Effect had 6 titles: mid, long, horse of the year, all rounder, another in GWS Turf. All right. Yeah, we certainly can achieve all of that and more with Eastside Band. We have to. So yeah, I'll try to obviously win as much as I can with her. That way we can really establish her as, the golden whatever, the top ceiling to reach for. She'll be in the Chicago first down dash. I'm letting her go. So we end up running against her. That'll be kind of fun. But yeah, she won't be worth for breeding. 4 grade 1s, but still. We're not really getting anything new by keeping her around. Eastside Band's all squared away. Angel Hearts. A big time win there at that Mars Stakes. He's a little fatigued now, but 7 wins out of 8 starts. 3 of those grade 1s. He hasn't finished worse than second. And the game still thinks he's only an S-ranked horse. Go figure. Whenever he's back to 100%, I don't know if he's fast enough to win the Paris Mile for the sprint. Could he beat Wonder Whale? There's no way, could he? What's your best distance? 9 to 14. I might put him in the Chestnut Stakes. Like, certainly he should be a GWS type of horse, but I don't know if he's fast enough to win the sprint. It's a tough ask. I feel like he'd be a little bit stronger running the longer distance. That's why he can go 14 furlongs. I feel like he's a horse you have to try to take advantage of those longer distances with, honestly. So I'll put him in the Chestnut Stakes. He's kind of working on a mid-champ, mile champ, all-rounder title. So we have a couple things going for him next time out. Irish Hill, they want you in a grade 3. 8.5. I mean, you know what? You have still a little bit more time until you're at your peak. We'll try you out. So I think that'll do it here for this episode. If I didn't already split this, I guess, into 2, I may be doing that with a couple of videos this week just to give you guys more content. Just to give everybody more time to also kind of, catch up and have some of the Gallop Racer 2023 timeline to contend with and just see kind of what we're doing. And just kind of get people focused back on some of our horses here that we're trying to figure out. Angel Heart's looking really good so far. Lamb Queen, she's looking good. Lockwood. I'd say Marksman and Moonsinger. Moonsinger I have released. She's been claimed, essentially. Marksman, I'm hoping I can try to turn him into a solid grade 2, double-digit wins type of horse. If he could get over 20 wins, I think that'd be good for him, only being A-ranked, and just kind of see if there's any room to use him for breeding if we feel like we need to. He is from Fairy Singer out of Butterfly Effect, so technically we would have to feel that he was much better than Fairy Singer. If not, then he probably won't be used, but these 3 will. Chariot's developing. These 4-year-olds, First Down Dash, I'm letting go. Classy and Smart, I think I'm eventually going to let go. Again, very consistent, man, but I don't know. I'm still struggling with the idea of using her because she is double S. But again, she doesn't have anything crazy with her stats, and I don't like her distance. 10 to 12 is such a weird range to work with. Like, I'd rather have at least 8 to 10 or something. That means you can run your horse at a mile, or you can run them in the sprints. This distance doesn't guarantee I can run her at a mile and be competitive. And then I have to run her at the weird mid-champ titles. I just feel like it limits her, and I don't want to use that for our broodmare. I don't want to limit our future horses with that type of range if they inherit any part of that from her. And again, she's really doing what her mother did. She's doing less than what her mother did, or just about. Like, Free Fear, I don't even know if she got over 10 grade 1 wins. So, you know what I mean? Like, Classy and Smart, I think, is a little bit more consistent. I think she has a higher win average, but I don't know, man. She's just not doing enough for me. She's not making enough of a case that I would want to use her for breeding. She doesn't have any impressive stats. When I say impressive, I mean anything super like wow. Staminas and Heart are her best things, and she's peaked, which means they weren't that high to begin with. I mean, Heart at 78 is a good base. Stamina above 70 is always okay, but for a horse that we need to do more with, I just feel like she just doesn't have enough. And she comes from a decent pedigree as well. That's the thing. I still feel like she is a lower tier 1 horse. I don't think she's East Side Band type of quality. Just looking at the races I won with her, a couple grade 3s, Dublin Derby, Paris Royal, World Filly and Mare Turf Cup, second in the China Cup. I mean, she's won some decent races, but again, it's just like, as a broodmare, it just kind of feels like I'd be replacing Free Fear. I just don't want to put another Free Fear in the barn. If I haven't talked about that, I guess that's my thing. First down dash, I'm going to let go, and everybody else is set. I don't want to just replace free fear with another free fear. That just seems counterintuitive and backwards. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody in a race. Am I? Delta Dream, you're good for that lead stakes. Eastside Band, you'll be good for the Chicago Stakes when you get back to 100%. Irish Hill, I have you in a grade 3, and then Angel Hearts. I'm going to run you in the Chestnut Stakes at 11 and see if you handle the distance a little bit better for your liking. So that's what we'll have going forward. It's taking forever to progress, but it's just like we're at the tail end of, I think, a lot of horses. Like the horses, a lot of these 5, anybody from the 5 to 7, they're all pretty much at retirement point. I'm just waiting until obviously broodmares have foals, and we can do that. Delta Dream is going to be retired soon. Pearly Ball, I don't know what I'm doing. Classy and Smart, I'm letting go. First Down Dash, I'm letting go. Still trying to figure out Rapid Blade. Point Black, I'm probably letting go as well. She's just like her mother, Toxic Blonde, a little bit less than that. So there's actually several horses starting next video I will be letting go. And again, I'm just going to leave them in the game. I don't mind racing against them. If we can't beat them, then that proves we just have to do better with our breeding. And that to me is not a bad sign. That would be a helpful tool to know, oh, well, we still need to make stronger horses in this category, the grade 2 category, the grade 3 category, and build up. Obviously grade 1 is our focus, but those other tiers we shouldn't neglect. So yeah, I think releasing them into the game will be fun, and again, it kind of allows us to still pay respects to them and keep them around without actually racing on them, and we can just focus on our horses that are going to contribute to our bigger plans long term. So that's where we're at. So yeah, this list is going to shrink pretty quickly over the next 2 months, especially because we have 7 2-year-olds that we'll be acquiring from the shop literally in the next episode. So things are about to change drastically in regards to kind of releasing the old guard, getting rid of horses that just aren't making the cut, and now we have a new batch, I would say, and a bench of 2-year-olds, Colts and Fillies, that are all going to try to make the team. And obviously the main priority is to try to get to the tier 1 level, which is Eastside Band, September Sky, Delta Dream type of level. That's the goal. So out of our 7 2-year-olds, I don't know how many are going to get that far. Like that's the reality every year, that we'll have horses on track. We're going to have to just be very strict about who can stay around, who's worth putting the time and effort into, and who we just may need to let go or retire, whatever the case is. And occasionally, maybe there'll be a horse I'll decide to just retire, just for the sake of it. Like if you guys say, oh, retire, let's say First Down Dash or something, that's fine. If somebody wanted me to retire the horse and not have us compete against them still in our season mode, that's fine. But for the most part, I think it would be cool to just let them stay in the game. And then we can still kind of see their progress as well. All I have to do is just go to the stables and check how they're doing, and then I can still see their stats. Like, who's a horse that we lost? I'm looking for a horse that we lost at one of my... Cook has 3 horses I've lost. Flying Autumn, she's not doing that well. Only 1 win. Unfortunately, she was from Blues Breeze out of Awesome Autumn. I lost her. 1 win and 31 starts, so clearly she was never going to turn out to be anything. Shallow Light, I lost her quite recently. General Reason and Irish Fleet. Only 9 wins, but you see she's been doing well in her last 3 starts, mainly with Harris in the saddle. Well, except for that second place finish. The finish above the second place one, where she finished 11th. 3 grade 2s, middle one in the screen. She was supposed to win that. She bombed it. But she came back and won at an impressive distance of 12.5. So clearly probably just a bad trip or a bad race. But either way, it's just still cool to kind of come back and see. She's still racing in the game. We race against her whenever she pops up. So we can come back and check our horse's stats and just see how they were developing. Obviously, there will probably be a day where we'll release an original and they will actually be really good, and maybe they'll have several grade 1s, but that's fine. I'm not worried about that. Native Spirit from He's Stargazing and Chasing Hearts. She's in the top 3 11 of her 15 times with a grade 1. I didn't win that with her, and she's been finishing second consistently. So you know what I mean? It's cool to still kind of see your horses still doing well to an extent, even if I'm not racing with them anymore. So when we lose them, that's just what the deal will be. So, I think that's still cool. Blaire's gal, she hasn't done anything impressive, but yeah, that's the plan. So, appreciate you guys. Much love. Until next time, Horse Racing Gamer signing out. Hope you all have a great test today. I will see you later, and goodbye.
Welcome to Horse Racing Gamer, where champions are made.